Who do you say that I am? Not me, Deacon John Evanoff, but Jesus. That's the question he asked his apostles yesterday in the gospel reading of Sunday. The setting was at Caesarea Philippi, where he had been traveling through the area with his apostles, and he wanted them to think about their relationship with him. And they answer. They tell him, some think you're John the Baptist, some think you're a prophet, Elijah. They throw out all these guesses, or at least statements about what people are whispering about Jesus. And the only one that gets it right is Peter. He says, you are Christ, Son of the living God. And a lot of things follow from that. But why does he ask this question? And why is he asking that of us today? I think it's because who we think he is affects everything about our lives. Follow me for a minute. Do you think he's just a nice guy, a historical figure, a great philosopher, a guru? If that's your image of who Jesus is, then I guess, quite frankly, I could take him or leave him. He would be just one of many. I can think of half a dozen similar people like that in history. There'd be no eternal consequences for ignoring him or accepting him. And maybe there would be none here in this world either. So I could take it or leave it if that's all he was. The second option would be he's God himself, the omnipotent, eternal, unchanging God. Well, how can that be? How could God stoop so low as to become one of us? How could he be killed as a common criminal? Well, ignoring that, if it were true, could have some very bad eternal consequences. And so I guess I'd say my reaction would be, well, count me out. I'm not playing that game. If God just became a man, that's kind of weird, if that's all he did. The third option might be that he's both God and man. Well, that would show a side of God that we have not seen in history before. If he can be like us, then we can be like him. If he's both God and man, then God is not one-dimensional. We think of him as, I show here, as a judge, maybe. If you had a certain upbringing or image of God, you might think that way. Or you might think of him as this good shepherd here that's just all good. He would never judge you. Well, I don't think either one is right completely. He can't be one-dimensional if he's both God and man. And so he's worth paying attention to. And paying attention to him changes your whole life. So, who do you say that he is? It matters.